Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. So this is my other hobby. So aside from kit bashing 1:12 scale action figures, I also custom action figures in 12-inch or 1:6 scale. So this is my personal mascot. This is actually the mascot of the channel. The profile picture that you see in my channel is actually the head sculpt of this particular unit. So this is technically Laruan ni Obi-Wan. So this action figure represents the things that I love as a hobby. So it's going to be the shooting sports. I'm also into firearms. I love action figures in 1:12 scale and 1:6 scale. And the thing that I grew up on, Transformers and G.I. Joe. Before we do a quick 360 view of this action figure, let us first put down those glasses for cool effect. So that is a Chow Yun Fat head sculpt. So let's do a 360 view of the figure. My childhood or growing up years or developmental years were in the 1980s to 1990s. So for music, this was the thing then. Before we had digitally stored music in our phones, just like today, wherein we could access music easily through our iPhones or Android phones. Before, we still had those cassette tapes and those radio players. So that's the reason why I included these two items in this 1:6 scale build. So let's discuss articles on this action figure. Okay, so as for defensive and offensive purposes, we have an HNK MP5 variant. So this sports a full stock, an EOTech red dot sight, a flashlight, a bird cage muzzle device, and a coupler that holds on to 30 round 9mm magazines for the HNK MP5. So for the sidearm, this figure would sport a Glock 17 with an extended mag and a flared mag well. So the pistol is also removable from the holster. For tools, we have radio for communication, a battle knife that could be used either as a tool or a defensive weapon. We also have destructs in the form of a smoke grenade and flash bangs. We also have a first aid kit, which I would always put on this side of my battle belt. So basic first aid kit, which would hold 2 tourniquets, 2 compression bandages, 2 chest seals, and a pen and a scissor. So this is going to be a multi-purpose pouch that could either hold on to a water bottle, 2 water bottles, 3 water bottles, and could even store spent mags for the MP5 and the Glock 17 pistol. So for the chest rig, it's just going to house extra magazines for the MP5 and the Glock 17 pistol. So for the MP5, we have 2 spare mags on the Kydex holster, and for the Glock 17, we have 4 magazines on each side of the MP5 magazines with extended base plates. For hand protection, we have Nomex flight gloves, and we have a wristwatch, just a analog wristwatch to tell the time. Of course, for basic protection of your eyes or my eyes, Of course, we live in Texas. Sunglasses is a must. So this figure also sports neck protection, of course in the color of the uniform of my choice, so brown color. So why brown? Well, based on my area, this is a color that would somehow blend in well with structures and the total environment. Okay, so with regards to the scarf, that could be converted into a head cover that would somehow erase the head and neck outline when it is worn over the shoulders and the head. So the last item on this action figure build is going to be the choice of footwear. So if you're familiar with Woobies, then that is the footwear of choice for this action figure. So this is Laruan ni Obi-Wan. See you on the toy aisles and on the shooting range.